happy Wisdom Wednesday. Thank you so much for tuning in and for choosing to spend some of your time with me. I'm Maria Milagros, and this is a little space I like to carve out on the interweb to share tips, tools, techniques, nuggets, stories, anecdotes, all of the above, in order to help us, me, you, collectively, move the needle to our version of healthy and happy, whatever that means for this moment in our lives, wherever we are right now. And we are in the month of March. During the month of March, I want to talk about relationships. And relationships is a huge topic, right? You can literally take years of college courses strictly talking about relationships. And we're going to cram it into 5 weeks in 10 to 15 minute segments. It feels impossible because it is. It is impossible. But what I did was I sat down with a small focus group and I said, what are the most important components of relationships that you want to talk about? And so I pulled the top 5 and here we go. So week 1, what everyone in that focus group was asking for was really an understanding of what is family. What is your family, right? So I sat with that question because I have an idea of what family is for me, as you probably do for what family is to you. But I really sat with that question, and it brought me back to a time when my daughter was little, and she and I have been having these types of conversations, I don't know, since she came out the womb, right? So I remember sitting down with her. She was probably 6 or 7, and we were talking about family. And she was asking questions about why some family acts like this and some family acts like that. And if that's our family, why don't we see them? And if that's our family, and it was just a really yummy space to have really real and rich conversations about the dynamic of family and what is family, right? So when I look up the word family, it says it's a group of parents and children that live in the same house, or it says something like all of the descendants of one primary ancestor, family. And what that says to me is kinship. Those are people that you're related to in kinship. And yes, the people that you might be living in a space with and call yourselves a family, you might not be related to, but that's a family. If you have a bunch of teenagers, I'm thinking about like college students who live together in a home, and they make that home work and it functions and they check in with each other and they have certain dynamics that resemble family, then yes, that is a family. So I had my daughter, we talked about family and we talked about what are the qualities of a family, what makes someone feel like family. We wrote those down and then I said, thinking about all of these things, who is your family? And I gave her a piece of paper and some crayons and she made a list of all the people in her family. And I was cleaning and like doing a couple other things, running around. And then I came back to her list. And the majority of the people on her list, we were not blood related to. They were friends of mine or other adults in her life who we were not blood related to. So technically we weren't from the same descendant and we didn't live in the same house, but they held space and they showed love and they showed up. And they were supportive and we were able to have hard conversations and we challenged each other in healthy ways and we took responsibility when we missed the mark and we held each other accountable for when the other person missed the mark. And that family that she listed was not blood related. So I often go back to that story because I think about family like this. Family is your tribe. They are the people who show up for you, the people who hold space for you, and vice versa, that you hold space for them and show up for them. Because if they're always showing up for you, yes, they might feel like family, but if you're not doing it in return, then it's not a cohesive unit, family. It's a one-way relationship, right? Families, in my mind, they use the word love as a verb. They don't just spew it. They actually live it and they act on it. It's actionable. You can point to actions and say, yes, I know that there is love for me because boom, 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 boom. It's not just lip service, right? Family is a space where we can evolve and become our greater, higher selves. And there's room for growth and for that. Family is a space, again, like I said, where we take responsibility when we miss the mark, and we are able to have hard conversations and hold each other accountable in a loving way. And family is a space of fun, of playfulness, of ease. When I'm with my family, I don't have to pretend or feel like I need to put on airs. I'm just my whole self and I'm fully accepted. And my hope is that when my family is around me, they feel the same way. Like, just be your whole self. I'm not judging you. We're going to work it out. Whatever it is, we're going to work through it. We're going to work it out. And I honor and accept and see you fully. Right? That's family to me. So when it comes to this question, I don't think that there's one right or wrong thing, right? To say that person is my family because that's my cousin, or that person isn't my family because fill in the blank. I do believe that it's, what do we believe family is? And then is it healthy beliefs? Are they healthy beliefs? Because sometimes we hold on to beliefs and traditions that aren't healthy, and we say, well, I'm doing it because I have to, because it's my family. Don't do me any favors. Nobody wants you to show up with that kind of attitude and that kind of obligation. Gross. Please don't show up out of obligation for me. I'm not interested in people showing up out of obligation. If this relationship and making time for this relationship feels like an obligation, move on with your life. For real. It will give me room to fill those spaces with people who want to be here and want to participate. So I want you to really think about, what is family to you, and is it obligatory? Does it feel like this crushing weight of tradition that isn't healthy and is no longer serving you? Does it feel like you have to check a bunch of boxes and that love is conditional? Or does it feel like ease and flow? And if it does, and not to say 100% of the time, because we're people and we're always kind of going through our stuff, and relationships really bring our stuff to the surface. What is relationship in terms of family to you, and how do you hold space for and create family dynamics within your own circles and within your family, right? It's complex. It's not easy to just say, this is family. It's not like that, because like I said, here's my beautifully innocent, amazingly brilliant small child, and I said, list your family. Most of those people were not blood related to us. So, and I will not tell her that she's wrong. Oh, you forgot so-and-so. Nope. No, not even a little bit. Because if she does not see them as being someone who holds space for her, or vice versa, how can you just call that family just for the sake of calling it family? That feels exhausting. So I would recommend doing this practice yourself, thinking about, what is a healthy family? Are you participating in creating that healthy family? That list that you created, are you actively and intentionally living out those things on that list? And then, who is your family? Who is your family? And I'm not talking about just blood relatives. Who is your family? And understanding that dynamic first and foremost, the family dynamic, which is considered to be one of the most important dynamics in terms of relationships, really gives us insight into all of our other relationships. Because then, okay, so last month we talked about this relationship, which every other relationship comes from this place. So if I'm holding on to family dynamics that are not healthy or no longer serving me, what is that about? And is it because I feel like something's lacking here? Or was I told that something is lacking here, and the only thing to fill it is these people who are not healthy or good for me? Right? And do I need to create some changes in that particular family dynamic so that I can make room for a healthier family dynamic? That's heavy. That's a lot. That's a lot. Happy Wednesday. It's a lot. That's all I have. I'm going to just give you that and have you sit with and chew on and process that. It might take you all month. It might take you all year. It's important to start thinking about these things in terms of relationships, and to start thinking about again, how are we intentionally moving through our days, our lives, our relationships, and not just robotically doing it because we feel like we're supposed to, leaving us feeling exhausted and obligated. Gross. That's it. I'm sending you love and light. I know it's a lot. You're welcome. I will see you next week. Mwah.